How would you like to be skiing and having a grand vacation while the rest of your office mates are working? How would you like to go to the beach just because you feel like going there and work there for a little bit with your laptop, and then during the rest of the day you're just gonna enjoy the beach, just relax, and not worry about anything. Hi, this is Karen Catangay of workwithkaren.net, and this is our day 29 of our 90-day video challenge. Today we're gonna talk about living life by design. Living life by design is basically challenging the status quo on how we were brought up to believe that we need a job, and that we need to slave away and for many years and save and then be able to and then wait for a long time, like around 60 or so during retirement before we can actually enjoy the money, before we can actually enjoy the time. Whereas living life by design is the exact opposite, having all of that up front or much earlier, like in 1 to 2 years. And that is why a lot of people, or some people, think that this is a get-rich-quick scheme, because 2 years, for example, or 1 year is definitely much quicker than working until retirement for like 20 or 30 years of your life. Okay, so I believe that concept of living life by design came from this book, The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, and he basically explained that in detail in this book. Okay, so let me just give you some information from this book. What Tim is saying here, that there are basically 3 important ingredients for you to be able to live life by design. Okay, so these are time, income, and mobility. Okay, so time is how you're able to increase your per hour results 10 times or more with counterintuitive, new rich techniques for cultivating selective ignorance, developing a low information diet, and otherwise ignoring the unimportant. Okay, and then next is for income, is all about putting your cash flow on automation. And then the last but not the least is mobility. So this is the concept of having mini retirements and as a means for flawless remote control and escaping the boss. Liberation is not about cheap travel, but it is about forever breaking the bonds that confine you to a single location. So that is what mobility is all about. Okay, so for you to further understand, how this is different from what we know or the status quo, I'm going to be comparing apples and oranges here. Okay, I'm going to be comparing the furrowers, or those who save it all from the end only to find that life has passed them by. So that is the status quo, that is the current mindset. And then I'm going to contrast that to the new rich. Okay, so the new rich are the people who are living life by design. Okay, so I'm just going to read some comparisons here so you will understand the difference between the two. Okay, so first of all, the first one is if the deferrers would like to work for yourself, the new rich would like to have others work for you. Okay, for deferrers, it is to work when you want to, but for the new rich, it is to prevent work for work's sake and to do the minimum necessary for maximum effect. Okay, so there's a big difference there, because oftentimes we think that if we do a lot, then that's going to give us the best results. But here the mindset is that what is the part of the work that will give you the most result, and then focus on that workload instead of doing everything, whereas you're wasting 80% of your time contributing 30%, something like that. But this is more of focusing on the 20% that's giving you the maximum effect. Okay, so next is for the deferrers, it's to buy all the things you want to have, while for the new rich, it's to do all the things you want to do and be all the things you want to be. Okay, so it's all about freedom. And lastly is to have for the deferrers is to have freedom from doing that which you dislike, but for the new rich it's to have freedom from doing that which you dislike, but also the freedom and resolve to pursue your dreams without having to revert to working for work's sake. Okay, so just to give you a specific example of who these people are. One example is the employee who rearranges his schedule and negotiates a remote work agreement to achieve 90% of his results in 1/10 of the time, which frees him to practice cross-country skiing and taking road trips with his family 2 weeks per month. Okay, that's awesome. And then number 2 is the business owner who eliminates the least profitable customers and projects, outsources all operations entirely, and travels the world collecting rare documents, all while working remotely on a website to showcase her own illustration work. So that's basically in a nutshell how you can live life by design, having those 3 ingredients: time, automated income, and mobility, having the right mindset, the mindset of the new rich. And I'm so excited because I've been attracted to that kind of business apparently. It's something that has those 3 ingredients. This online business is allowing me to have time efficiency because I'm able to do more with less time because of how the internet or how the systems that we're using right now is allowing us to be able to scale things up. And then number 2, definitely the system with Empower Network is allowing us to have autopilot sales, autopilot lead generation. So that means it's automatic income as well, because people can actually buy even as we were sleeping, because it doesn't need personal intervention for them to be able to make a decision. They can actually buy anytime they want, 24/7, whether we're in front of the computer or not. Okay, so that's autopilot income. And then the 3rd is mobility. So definitely internet or something that can be done online is something that will allow you to have a portable business, because you can do the business wherever you are because it's online based. Okay, so that is why I am doing this business, because of that concept. I was in a hospital one time with my daughter because my daughter was injured, but sales came in even while I was at the hospital. We went to a vacation one time. We drove like 1 to 2 hours away, but then when we arrived at that vacation place, I saw on my phone that I just made an Empower Network sign up. How cool is that? And needless to say, that's why I'm so passionate about this business. There's work to be done, but at the same time, I know that I'm aligned with the principles that I just talked to you about, living life by design. So I don't care if I have to grind, because I know that later on I'll be able to fully live life by design. That's what I'm after. That's worth sacrificing. So if you want to learn how you can start living life by design, so you don't have to wait for so many years and slave away and wait until you're old before you can have that time and financial freedom that you deserve, then click the link below this video. You will get access to a free video series that will explain to you how everything works, break it down for you, how it actually is to live life by design. It's going to give you specific examples and how everything works. So if you want to get access to that free video series, then click the link below this video, and I look forward to working with you on living life by design.